10,
9, 8, 7,
6,
5,
4,
3,
2,
1.
0.
Is that gonna explode?
I don't know. Ooh, so icy. Oh, I got it. You know what this reminds me of?
What?
Shave Ice in Hawaii. Have you ever been?
No, never. Humble brag.
Sorry, I know. I didn't mean to.
Have you been to Hawaii?
Fucking peasant. No, it's just because it's so different than, like, I thought it was just snow cones, but it's so good.
What is it?
It's just shave ice, but it's like not like snow cone ice. You know, snow cone ice, I feel like is more like cubey.
Yeah.
This is just like, it's like, so, I don't know. It's like the cotton candy version of ice.
You've never sounded more like high horse.
It was so sorry. What do you mean? Just
like you know how it's a QB.
I take my sweets and treats very seriously.
Yeah, I think we get that. Are we recording now?
Yes.
Yeah, we are. Okay.
I told you.
Yeah, I know. I just confirming. We've done so many audio tests. I don't know. Just
That's fair.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Pop Punk Power Hour. What episode is this? Number 4?
0123.
0123.
Or did we do? I don't know. I should have done my homework.
We released the last couple out of order because we wanted to do the Blink and the When We Were Young news and stuff like that. And then the last one that we released, the MGK episode, was recorded like way before. So if things sounded a little out of ordinary or out of order, that's why.
Yeah.
So we're back on track here.
Full swing of things, and thanks for keeping things under wraps while
of course
I was gone.
Yeah. Speaking of, you were just on vacation.
Sure was.
And some big life news, life moment happened. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
I had a really good snow cone. No,
Go on.
I proposed, and now I have a fiance.
Wow,
we're engaged. It's really weird to say out loud, but she actually said that we should put this on Apple Podcasts, which I'm trying to do.
Yeah,
she's like, I haven't listened to one yet because it's all
Ven.
I know it's embarrassing.
Ven.
But whenever you listen to this, I love you very much.
Is it so? It's weird to say out loud, fiance. Now
Yeah, it's just like we said it to each other. I'm like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, that's cool.
I wonder, like the next time that like Ven goes and meets somebody that she's never met before, that when you have to introduce, be like, hey, this is my fiance. I wonder what that situation is.
My good friend. I thought you were gonna say this is my good friend. This is my buddy here.
This is my good pal, little buddy.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Thank you very much, and thank you for everybody who sent your congratulations and everything. It was good.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of different places that I could have done it, and she said that she would have expected it. She said I kind of expected a little something.
Yeah,
but all of her actions said the complete opposite because like I wanted to go to these super scenic places. I had this like sunrise walk thing that I wanted to do, but she's like, I don't want to get up at 3 a.m. in the morning. Fair. And then she's also like, I just want to sit at the beach the whole time. I don't want to do anything. I was like, no, we have to do these things. We have to do these things. So the place where I ended up doing it was a place called the Black Sand Beach, and like it was so cool.
Yeah. I think I saw that on your Instagram. Like the sand was actually black.
It was actually black. Super sweet. So there's some rocks up there that had like a really nice view. So that was that. And you can check my Instagram if you want to see the photos.
Very cool. Yeah. I think maybe I saw it on like Ven's Instagram or something, or maybe you might have shared something, because I remember seeing from your Instagram like the picture of you two is like your faces are kind of like dark. Like I can't really see your expressions that much.
Oh, so, it's like the silhouette photo of the sunset, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So maybe I saw it on Ven's Instagram or something, or Ven's Instagram via the Pop Punk Power Hour Instagram or something, because I'm not sure if we follow each other yet. But
we should. Yeah,
I know we should. I'll do it after the show. But I was able to actually see like the picture of the actual act of you on down on one knee or whatever. And like I love seeing the reaction. Like your goofy smile and then her like surprised reaction is so like I was so happy when I opened up my phone and
there's a video that I can show it to you after, but there was like a couple of people who watched it and they're like, I watched it at work and I cried. It's like it's nice. I didn't.
Can I just say, not necessarily to change the topic, but I just need to say, like, I don't know if this is something new in my, actually, sidetrack before I follow up or before I get into that.
Okay.
I've noticed in the last bunch of recordings, I say the word like way too much, and it's driving me crazy. I think it's when I start talking really fast. So I don't know if there's something we can invest in, but like, I need you to like electrocute me when I say like to stop me.
Okay.
Because
sure,
it's driving me. Do you have something?
No.
Oh, you said you were like on board, excited. Like you have something in your pocket.
So excited for it. No, I totally get that. And that was something that I had to do, like, because I do public speaking. I still catch myself doing it. The words, like, there's the stuttering words.
Yeah.
I try to stay away from as much as I can.
Yeah.
That's the worst one. But there's also, like, I say again and again this, even though it's a completely brand new subject that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Everybody has those like crutch words, especially like me being like having gone through like broadcasting school, and I do a lot of stuff in media and stuff. You start to notice it when you have to listen to yourself with headphones on as often as you do and as often as I do. You notice it a ton, and even right now, I'm fighting back having to say like I'm noticing it. But this is good. This is how I get out of it.
That's how we get better.
Yeah. What I was gonna say before though, when you mentioned people watching the video of you proposing at work and crying, I don't know if this is something that's just I'm in this stage of my adulthood, but I've been getting super emotional lately. I was re-listening to I think I just said like again. Re-listening to An Oral History of The Office, which is that podcast that I've told you about. Right. Brian Baumgartner voices it. And as it gets towards the end of the series, when they're talking about the Michael leaving episode and just the finale of the series as a whole, I'm like at work listening to this, driving to different locations, and I'm like biting my lip trying to stop myself from like tearing up. And it's just I'm watching these videos or like TikToks and they're just pulling on my heartstrings, and it's I don't know, like, is this just what happens as you get older? I
don't know, it fluctuates, because right now I'm just a emotional robot. I don't know, I think it just fluctuates.
Oh my god.
Really quick, I did promise my buddy Darian that I would read his messages, because he listens, and he's like he messaged both of us on Instagram. He's like, I'm so happy for you guys. I love you guys. He's also in Mexico at the time. So he's like, you guys are perfect for each other. I'm also drunk as fuck, but I fucking love you guys. I'm so happy. And then he's like, you better mention this on the Pop Punk podcast. And I was like, I'll read this word for word.
There you go.
So we also sent a video that I actually haven't opened yet.
Okay.
So I want to quickly...
open it on the podcast?
Yeah, I want to open it and see.
Wow.
If it's good. Maybe I'll play it here. Maybe we can both see. Okay, it's literally just it's
just his face. That's so disappointing.
Just repeating. I don't know, Darian, if you meant to send this. It's God. His face just repeating. That's so great.
This is some incentive to go and watch the video version of the pod instead of just listening to the audio only version, because you got to see that. That was so incredible.
Funny. Thank you for that gift, Darian.
I wanted to rant about one thing quickly before we start getting into more like podcasty related things. Again, I think I just said like son of a bitch.
Stop calling yourself out on it. That's the worst thing you can do too.
Okay, I just gotta fight through it. So I work at a radio station on the weekends and Friday and Thursday evenings, and because I don't want to pay for parking downtown, I park about a half an hour walk away, and then I walk the rest of the way because I know where there's some free parking. Yeah, it's fine. It's whatever. I get there.
So healthy.
Thank you. This isn't as much of an issue in the early stages of the walk because I have to walk across like the Georgia Viaduct and stuff, and then I get into the downtown core of Vancouver. That's when the problem arises. People in Vancouver need to learn how to walk in crowds, because the amount of people that if you're on a sidewalk, don't walk in the middle of the sidewalk. If you drive, are you going to drive down the middle of the road? No, you're going to go to the right. Yeah. Right? There's the fast lane, there's the passing lane, there's the
naturally that idea should adopt into the sidewalk.
Correct. The amount of people that A, just walk right down the middle, and then B, well, they also do it in crowds. Like they'll do it in lines of people. But then B, will just stop in the middle of their walking? What are you doing?
Oh, that kills me, is when people they'll just stop. Now, I wish that this was New York, because New York people, they don't give a shit. But here we're just too polite.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I get every weekend when I'm walking there, like there's something new that it happens every weekend, where I'll bump into somebody, or I'll notice a group of people walking in an obnoxiously large group of people, and they're taking up so much room, and they're walking slow. But I never say anything other than, "Oh, sorry, I'm just gonna." What's that Canadian phrase? I'm just gonna sneak past.
Just gonna scooch by you there.
Just gonna get past you real quick. Sorry.
I'm just gonna sneak by you.
Yeah. But I've been every weekend. It happens, and I think to myself, I need to text Colton about this that we need to talk about on the podcast, because I need to get this out of my system. I have to walk there later tonight.
Yep.
I'll probably text you tonight on my walk. And be like, yep, just bumped into someone. They just stopped. So
I dare you. Next time, call him out.
I have a friend that does that.
Call him out. Yeah.
I don't have it in me. I don't know. I have my headphones on. I'm tunnel vision, just trying to get to work. Maybe if enough bad things happen in a day, and I've just had enough, maybe I'll get. You should turn into a Grand Theft Auto NPC and just every time you walk into somebody, just start fighting them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Just instantly the first bump. Just.
That is incredible. Okay, so moving on here, I mentioned this to you off air about a story regarding my brother Dom.
Okay.
A phone call that I got from him that I need to tell you about.
Okay.
So Dom, I know you're going to be listening to this, so this is going to be fun for you to listen to while you're walking Peach. That's his dog, a little baby corgi.
Adorable.
Yeah, very adorable. Very very good girl. So Dom called me. I don't think it was last week. It might have been the week before. I don't know. It was a couple days after our last episode, the MGK episode, got released.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and I just assumed Dom was walking the dog when he was listening. But he called me in it sounded like he was in a panic. Like I thought there was something wrong.
Right.
And he goes on to tell me that, I mean, he's taking notes while he's listening to the podcast.
Is he really?
Which is great.
That's
I
awesome.
love that. If people want to take notes and they want to give us shit for stuff, or they want to just talk about things we've talked about, I love that.
Hit us up in the Discord for that.
Absolutely. The Discord has been popping off. We got 5 or 6 people in there now or something like that, and it's a fun time. Join the Discord.
Yeah, please.
We'll talk more about that later. But Dom goes on to tell me that he thinks that we are being, I'm misphrasing this, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but he essentially disagrees with how we were going in on MGK, because his point was we didn't bring up the fact that MGK was messing around with the guys in Sleeping with Sirens before he actually got into the pop punk. So it's not like he just fair enough. Fair enough. It's not like he just out of nowhere came into
and just decided to. No, he had been hanging around with Travis and gone to other Warped Tour shows.
Kellen Quinn, the rest of the guys in Sleeping with Sirens, and he's actually on a Sleeping with Sirens song. But my point back to Dom there was, but on the song that he's on, he's rapping. He's not as pop punk artist MGK when he's featured on the song there.
Yeah. But it's still getting his feet wet into the
for sure,
into the genre and everything.
The other point that Dom had was, and I think I sort of disproved this immediately after the phone call, and I texted it to him and
destroyed him with facts and logic.
He told me that the beef with Eminem was a publicity stunt and a preview to pump up, a lot of alliteration there, to pump up his upcoming pop punk album.
Sure.
Which when Dom told me that, I was like, I don't think so, because I remember that Eminem beef happening before I even moved to the island for that 1 year,
right?
Which was leading into the pandemic.
Yeah, that happened before his.
And then the Tickets to My Downfall album came out while I was in school at Van Arts. So to me, that timeline didn't really line up. And Dom was like, I'm pretty sure it does. Look it up. So I looked it up afterwards, and maybe you could say that beef with Eminem was promotion for his next rap album. Yeah. Which I think there was a rap album after that beef. Yeah. But to say that was promotion for the Tickets to My Downfall, the pop punk era, I think is incorrect. So Dom, I will accept my apology, written or however you want, just anytime.
Yeah, I just don't know anybody that would intentionally just clown on themselves to promote.
I understand
their stuff.
I understand a lot of you know, like people do crazy things that turn out to be a publicity stunt or a promotional thing. My most recent like memory is, do you remember that girl Gabby Hanna from Vine?
Oh, that was, I know exactly what you're talking about. That was weird. She
super weird.
Faked having a mental illness.
And then it turned out she had new music coming out.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like everybody is now talking about this girl.
I feel like she just does.
Yeah.
Have one, because like, and similar to that, like, you know, that like Kanye will always pull some shit before a new album comes up or 100%. Whatever. So it's not far-fetched to have that idea.
Yeah, it's a legitimate tactic that lots of people use. Mm-hmm. I just don't think it necessarily corresponds with MGK going into Tickets to My Downfall. If you want to say that it's promotion for the rap, excuse me, I'm burping. I just had a smoothie. The rap album that was coming out after that beef, I have a lot more time for that. Mm-hmm. But the pop punk stuff, I just don't really think it. I don't really think it correlates.
I just don't think he's smart enough.
Dom or MGK?
MGK, MGK, not Dom.
Got him. Absolutely got him. All right. Do you have anything else on that, or do you want to move on?
No, I'm good.
Okay. I want to continue this trend, or this. I don't think maybe we asked it on the previous episode. Again, we released them out of order, so I don't totally remember if we did or not. But I like this idea of asking, like, what are you listening to right now? And it doesn't necessarily have to be pop punk.
Yeah, because that was one of the things that, like, for me, listening to pop punk music it's not my sole genre. It's not the only thing that I listen to.
For sure.
And there are times where I just need to take a break
100%, yeah.
So within the last couple of weeks, it's definitely been a little bit more of a break.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at some of my, like, recently played right now. I've been re-listening to Brockhampton, the Saturation trilogy.
Yeah.
They are releasing a new song and album, I think in a couple weeks. They released a new song, which I really like. It's a lot of like 90s rap influences to it, so it's good. But then I put on the Saturation trilogy, and it's like, this is just way better than anything after they left the mirror. Also, I listened to Drake and 21's new album.
Yeah.
Trap album. It's not bad. I also just been listening to a lot of kind of like stoner music.
Give me an example.
Sticky Fingers.
Okay.
How to Fly.
Okay.
Oh, so good. So good. Just some good tunes to listen to while you are just absolutely ripped.
Love that.
I have a playlist.
Oh, very nice. Oh, I think you've shown me the playlist before. Yeah. People should follow you on Spotify. I know you've promoted that before, but you...
Yeah, please. I like creating fun playlists. Every year, which kind of sucks with Spotify, because I make a playlist of all the songs that I really like, and I just call it one-offs. Mm-hmm. Just here's my one-offs for 2020.
Yeah.
My 2021 one was 2021 offs.
Damn.
Yeah, right? Pretty good. So I'll just add like a bunch of songs that I hear either in Discover Weekly or whatever, and I'll just create a playlist for that. So the problem is, though, when Spotify sends you the Spotify Wrapped at the end of the year, you get a playlist of your top songs.
Yeah.
And it's just all the same songs that I've already created. So kind of sucks, but...
Before I go into what I've been listening to, do you have an idea? Do you have like a prediction of what your most played song is going to be for the Wrapped playlist?
That is a good question.
Because I'm pretty sure I know what mine is.
For this
past
Wrapped,
year.
Right. I thought you meant like rap.
No.
That's a good question, actually. I don't know. There's actually a way you can check online.
Yeah.
Like using Spotify's API to figure it out.
Okay.
But being put on the spot, that is tough. I would probably say either Bad Habit by Steve Lacy or Frank Ocean a song by him, or Greta Van Fleet.
Okay.
I've been listening to a lot of them lately.
Very cool.
I love his voice. I just wish I could sing like that.
Yeah.
But... yeah,
I'm pretty sure I'm fairly certain my most played song of this past year is going to be Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish.
Nice.
I love that song.
Good album.
Yeah. Great album.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So like what I've been listening to, been listening a lot of like, I'm going to name some individual songs rather than bands. Cause my Discovery Weekly playlist has been just awful for the past like 6 months.
It fluctuates so much.
Yeah, but lately it's been like okay. When I first started using it, I went from like I was getting like 6 new songs that I would download every week, And then in the last 6 months, probably to a year, 6 to 12 months or whatever, it's been awful, like not good. The last couple weeks have been okay. So one of the songs called Oxycontin by Mikey Ferrari, really good. Kind of it's like, I would say it teeters a little bit on country, but it's more so like folky, acoustic. I really like it. I was kind of unsure about it the first time I heard it. I wasn't really sure about how it was written, but I've come to really like it. I listened to it a bunch yesterday. Absent by Rarity featuring, I'm going to butcher his last name. It's Derek from State Champs.
Oh, okay, cool.
He has a very Italian last name, and I don't want to. I'm going to butcher it if I try to say it.
Aren't you not?
Are you not
Italian?
I am, but they're tricky last names. DiCiano is what I'm going to say.
You just throw in one of these, right?
Whatever. And then also, I mean, I've been listening to Hot Mulligan still. I haven't stopped listening to them. I sent a friend of mine. I sent her this song called SPS by Hot Mulligan, and I swear to God, you should listen to it after this, because if I told you that this was a plus 44 song, minus the vocals, you'd be like, this is a plus 44 song.
Cool.
And then the last song I'll shout out is a cover of Driver's License. Originally the Olivia Rodrigo song. This is covered by Ricky Jab. This female vocalist, and then she's got a band behind her and stuff, but really good, really cool cover, a pop punk cover of the song, but I'm into it a lot.
Nice. One artist that I really like on TikTok, his name is Spilly Cave.
Okay.
So cool. It's just such like good, like chill funk music, like bedroom, kind of like bedroom pop, but not really.
Yeah.
But it's so cool because like he's just got such a unique editing style.
Yeah.
And it'll show up on my For You page, and he's like, "Hey, you've hit a save point," and then it'll just like play some like funky beats. And it's just like, so great.
That's so cool.
But he came out with a new album, and I really like it.
Yeah.
So
very cool.
Good. That's it. That's kind of what I've been up to and listening to.
Cool. And then one last thing that I want to shout out before we get going into the bulk of this episode, which is going to be side project bands. That's what we're going to be talking about today. But before we get there, quickly, I mentioned I wanted to shout out another TikTok like we did on previous episodes. I'm pretty sure you've probably seen this guy before. His account name is called Dory. He's a local guy, and he puts out a lot of these videos that are Midwest emo sounding instrumental guitar parts with like a vocal track, I guess, or like a monologue from like, it'll be a Simpsons monologue or like a BoJack Horseman.
Oh,
where like
that like meme format.
This is important. I want you to smile today.
But I don't feel like smiling.
Well, it doesn't matter how you feel inside, you know? It's what shows up on the surface that counts. That's what my mother taught me. Take all your bad feelings and push them down, all the way down.
Yeah, but it's really good. And you know what? I think, I'm pretty sure he's a local guy. And B, I'm pretty sure he tours as their guitar player for Youth Fountain.
Oh,
because I remember seeing one of his TikToks, and he said it was like, "Get ready for tour with me," and then it was like he was like showing like where they're eating and them on the road a little bit, and then it was him standing in their merch section, and it was like the Youth Fountain album, the vinyl was there on the table. So I'm pretty sure that he is like a traveling guitarist with them.
That's cool.
Yeah, very cool.
That's cool. I love that meme format where it's just you duet a video of two people just arguing or just having a meltdown, and you just play this like sick guitar lick from Midwest emo. Oh, it's so funny because it works so well.
Yeah, it works super good. And the last thing on that as well is he has his own band called Year Over Year. So go check them out on Spotify.
Nice.
Yeah. So should we get into the bulk of the episode here?
Let's do it.
Yeah. You go. You.
This was just a fun idea that I think we came up with like on a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
But because there's so many different bands with so many different like other side projects and things that they do on the side, and obviously the big ones that will come to mind are the ones started from Blink, and where they went from there, and we can go into those ones as well, but. Yeah, I had a lot of fun just kind of researching and like learning a couple things and connecting some dots, which was cool, which I'll share for mine. But
for sure.
So we've got a couple that we've so we did this separately and then we're gonna come together.
Yeah, and I want to ask you something because, and I don't want this to affect our lists at all. And I didn't say this to you before, but I want to bring this up, and I want to see if you have a different opinion than I do, because when we talk about side projects, we're talking about obviously bands and members of those bands that while they're still in these bands, they go and form something else to express themselves in a different way, whatever reason that may be. I'm wondering if, I sort of don't think that bands like Plus 44 and Angels and Airwaves totally count. Yeah. Because they were a product of Blink breaking up. Yeah. You know what I mean? So totally. Like Boxcar Racer, I think totally counts. Yes. Because that's something that, and we'll get into that later, but that was formed, while Blink was still a thriving band. And arguably, like, it's Tom and Travis and Mark is featured on one of the songs anyway. Yeah. So, but yeah, I wanted to know your opinion on that. If you think that those bands like Plus 44 and Angels and Airwaves, if they count.
So for this, I would like to include them.
Totally, yeah.
I don't think they are
side projects.
They're not side projects. Yeah. No, they're full-fledged productions, full things that they've done separately or together. So yeah, I'm totally fine with that. But today I have them set out.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, do you want to go first? You want to name your first band?
Let's see.
And also, if you're able to, can you also, like, if you have a song by them that you like or whatever?
Yeah.
Do you want to name one of those?
For sure.
Sure.
So, God, I think I'm just gonna jump right into it then, eh?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So the biggest one was Green Day's.
Okay.
Do you know how many side projects they have?
I didn't even know they had one.
Dude.
Tell me about it.
So, okay, I was gonna ask you to guess if you knew any side projects, but
I don't.
So they have, what I have here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I technically have 7, which isn't super well known.
Okay. Green Day alone
just different members from the band. God. So, they, since 1991, they've had side projects going.
That's wild.
Yeah. While they were still like doing their main stuff. So one that came out the most, I think it might be the most notable or the most popular one of the side projects. It's called The Network. Okay. So in 2003, they released an album called Money Money 2020, which I think is such a good album name. It's just so cool. So this was comprised of Billy Joe. Actually, it's the whole band. It's the whole band.
It's just Green Day.
Yeah. So it's so funny. So the deal with like rumors that like who are these people, because it's just like under a new name. Yeah. They came up with fake names.
The band members came up with fake names.
So Billy Joe Armstrong was Fink.
Okay.
Mike Dirnt was Van Gogh. And Trey Cool was the Snoo. And they also like held this ridiculous like press conference with masks and say that we are not Green Day at all.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I hadn't seen or heard any actual songs by them until I played one of their most popular ones. Well, it's one of the popular ones from there. And the song's called Teenagers from Mars. Okay. And if I played it, I don't know, you might recognize it, but a lot of people would. Yeah. Because it's featured on a song in Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. Okay. Did you ever play that game?
I did.
So if I played it, I guarantee you'd probably recognize it.
Okay.
And I didn't make that connection until I was searching this, and I was like,
really?
Oh, I know this song. Oh, right. I remember thinking that it sounds like Green Day.
So it does sound like Green Day.
Oh, it is. It's just Green Day.
It's literally just Green Day.
It's just Green Day.
Because Billy Joe Armstrong has a very distinct voice.
Yes, very unique and distinct voice. So that's The Network. Now, their last show was in 2005 when they opened for Green Day.
No way.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How does that? I would love to see, footage of that, or talk to somebody that was at the show.
Yeah.
How does that period between bands happen? Do they just stay on?
Well, they wore masks. They wore masks.
Okay, so did they play?
Go off,
and then
introduce
just come back?
Green Day. Yeah.
Oh my God,
that's so funny.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So these bands that they have, they're like formed with, either the main band or it's other people like in their circle, like roadshow guitarists. Like one of their roadshow guitarists appears on a lot of them, and there was also like a road manager as well. So the other one that they had was called Foxborough Hot Tubs. So they surfaced in 2007 from MySpace.
Whoa!
They created a MySpace page introducing themselves as the Foxborough Hot Tubs, and they came out with a single called "Fuck Time." Yeah,
and this is still just Green Day.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So funny enough, that song that they came out with in 2007 actually appeared later in the Green Day's Dose album.
No way.
Yeah. So it's the same song, "Fuck Time."
Same title and everything.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. So they, unlike the network, they revealed that they are the Foxborough Hot Tubs, and it was to an email to MTV News, and this is the quote that Billy Joe said. So, because people were asking, like, this sounds like Green Day. Is this Green Day? Let's reach out to Green Day.
Yeah.
So Billy Joe replies back saying, "We think that the only similarity between the Hot Tubs and Green Day is that we're the same band."
That is incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, they've got there hasn't been a lot from them, just like one single album release or EP release, but it's still great. So the Long Shot, a recent one, actually formed in 2018.
Wow.
Yeah.
So wait, what, that one's called The Long Shot?
Yeah, The Long Shot. So Billy Joe formed this with one of the touring guitarists.
Okay.
As well as some other band members. But they released a self-titled EP called Love Is for Losers.
Okay.
And they also announced like that they were going to tour, which is cool. So because it's so recent, people were like, was Green Day going to break up? Like, is this like, because he's touring with another band, is that it? Is Green Day over?
Yeah.
But I love his answer to it, because he's just like, I'm having fun with some of my friends. I'm a musician. I play music. That's like what he does, right? It's great. So, and he's like, if you don't like it, then fuck off. But if you do like it, come along, right? That's so great. So there's another side project that Mike Dirnt was a part of called The Frustrators.
Okay.
Very like far off kind of from the typical Green Day sound, because it was only Mike and just playing bass.
Yeah.
And another one, but I don't think I have a year for when these guys came out, but just another one that they were a part of. So another one.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Wild.
Pinhead Gunpowder. So
These are incredible band names.
so good, right? So cool. These could all be like just good like song titles too, right? So Billy Joe, again, with the road manager. This started in 1991. So this was the first side project that they did.
Okay.
So yeah, it's one of the earliest ones that they started, 1991. Again, Pinhead Gunpowder, just a single release. And then their last release was in 2008 when they put something out. Okay. That's still pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So this one was just cool. Last one, or second last one, the cover-ups. So this is, again, formed in 2018. This is just for Billy Joe and Mike Dirnt.
Yeah.
Basically, they're just a cover band. They just go to bars and and just play small clubs or block parties or small places and just
no way.
Yeah, call themselves the Cover-Ups, usually just like unannounced.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Imagine being at one of these bars and essentially Green Day just shows up. That's so cool.
So the last one, which I found really cool, which was, I remember hearing one time that like, I don't know where it was, if it was in an interview or if it was in like the Bullet in a Bible, like DVD release that I definitely had and watched a lot. If it was an interview with him where Billy Joe was like, if I wasn't doing this type of music, I would be into country.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so shocking.
Yeah, he would be like, if he wasn't super famous or like, you know, famous punk rock, he would just do country music and like be a soccer coach.
What?
And for his daughter, I think, just like a dad.
That's so interesting. Coach. I can kind of imagine his voice as doing country songs.
Well, good news is that you can hear it.
No way.
So, 1958.
Okay.
The Everly Brothers album, Songs Our Daddy Taught Us.
Okay.
Was apparently a big inspiration for Billy Joe and just like hearing his just a new sound, right? So he would listen to, he said he would listen to it like every morning. So this is an interview he had in 2013. So he said, I thought it would be cool to remake the record because I thought it was some sort of obscure thing that more people should know about it. But because the original album was two brothers, he wanted to do it with a woman singer. So his wife suggested that he reach out to Norah Jones, the jazz pop musician. So together, they actually redid the album called Foreverly. Yeah. And it's just Billy Joe and Norah Jones. So if you search it, it's there. You can see it. You can listen to it. Sing like this old like 50s country album.
I'm going to listen to that later today. Yeah. 100% I'm going to.
It's pretty interesting.
Wow.
So that is Green Day.
That was like an entire show's worth. That's
right?
Wild.
They had so much. And like I knew they had some like side things going on, but like when you think about those plus what Green Day has already put out, so much music.
And it also makes me wonder, like, so obviously like one of those bands is a cover band, the other one was remaking an entire album and stuff, but for Green Day and then the rest of the bands that are producing their own individual songs, is there ever a time that Billy Joe isn't writing?
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, what the hell? Take a break, man.
Busy.
Jeez Louise.
Busy. But that also makes me think about how many like of your favorite bands that just are sitting on piles of unreleased music.
Oh, that's a really good point.
Shout out Frank Ocean. White Ferrari by Frank Ocean.
Yeah.
So his brother, Frank Ocean's brother, rest in peace, was really active on his subreddit. And he's like, I swear to God, he listened to 100 different versions of White Ferrari.
Really?
Yeah.
Before
he released it. And he's like, he didn't even release my favorite one.
No way.
It's like, oh my God.
Wow. Yeah. I wonder if that'll ever get released.
No.
No, you don't think so?
No, Frank is just giving up on music. He doesn't care anymore. He's too busy making penis rings. Seriously, he launched a designer brand jewelry thing, and a ring costs you $2,000 for just like this shit ring. Yeah, it's all in designer things. He's just giving up on music and the fans.
Wowie, what a career turn.
Yeah. So that was Green Day.
That was Green Day
in a nutshell.
Mine are not going to be nearly as thorough as what that was, but also to be fair, that was a band that had 7 side projects.
Yeah.
To be fair. So the first one I'm going to get into is the Postal Service, which I'm sure most people are aware of because of one song specifically. And this is the song that I was going to name as like my like song that you should go and listen to. Such Great Heights is, if you haven't heard it, you've probably heard it and just didn't know. But I was listening to it this morning at the gym, actually. It still holds up. It was released in 2003, I believe, when they released the album that it was on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea that they were around for that long.
Yeah, but so they've been around for a long time, but they haven't really done very much, if that makes sense. Yeah. So the Postal Service is consisting of the singer from Death Cab for Cutie, Ben Gibbard, and Jimmy, I'm hoping I'm not butchering this name, Jimmy Tamborello, who is the producer. So it's sort of Ben and Jimmy's project. This is sort of their brainchild. And they also had Jenny Lewis as background vocals. She's originally from the band Rilo Kiley. That's where she's originally from. So it's kind of cool because the Postal Service got their name from like a situation. So what would happen is Jimmy, their producer, would put together these instrumental parts and backing vocals and so on and so on. And because of differing schedules with Ben Gibbard, he would have to send these things via the USPS over to Ben. And then from there, he would add his parts to it, do a little bit of editing, and send it back over there. So, and at the time, like this is in like 2001, 2002, 2003 kind of era. So, like the idea of uploading something to like Google Drive didn't exist, obviously. So kind of at the time, kind of an unorthodox way to create music. So because of that, having to send this stuff via the USPS, they named their band the Postal Service, which I think is pretty cool. They do only have one album. Well, if you go to their Spotify, they have the one album that Such Great Heights is on. The album is called Give Up. Came out in 2003. They have since remastered it for the 10-year anniversary in 2013. They put out the album again as it is, as a remastered version. And then they also do have an album that they released in 2020, but it's just a live show. Yeah. So technically they only have the one album, but if you go onto their Spotify, you're going to see 3 albums. And then I believe it was in 2013, Ben Gibbard announced that we're not going to be, like, we're dispersing, we're not going to be a thing anymore, which, you know, it is what it is, because he obviously had his hands full in Death Cab for Cutie, who I will say as well, they're not my favorite band in the world, but I Will Follow You Into the Dark is my favorite song in the world. I have some of those lyrics tattooed on me. 1000% favorite song in the world. Seen them live before. I think in 2009 I went to see them. But
that's cool.
Yeah, big fan. So, sort of a short-lived thing in a way. I mean, I guess they lasted about 10 years, only releasing one album, but that song is kind of an iconic song. One of those ones that if you haven't heard it, like I said, you've probably heard it. So go check it out. Such Great Heights. The album is called Give Up. The band is called The Postal Service. And you won't be disappointed.
Sweet.
Okay, you're up. Okay.
Next one I have. What do you want to get into, Blink? Because obviously, like, this is something we can both go back and forth into.
Yeah. Let's each do one more, like, obscure, but let's just do one more and then we'll go into Blink.
Okay. Do you have the Wonder Years on your list?
No. Cool. Oh, I'm so glad you're going to talk about that. Yeah.
So this is me doing, again, searching whatever thing. And
for sure.
So this is where the album Aaron West and the Roaring Twenties came up.
Love that.
So good.
Yeah, so good.
Holy shit. So the lead singer of the Wonder Years basically comes up with this character, the storyline about, again, Midwest. But, like, just guy going through a shitty relationship, divorce, and just, like, the lyrics, the songs, they're just so good. Like, it's an album that you really need to just, like, sit down, like, alone and listen to. But, man, I gave the full thing a listen. It was just fantastic. So he's got this whole, like, storyline. And I think there's a couple albums that he has for Aaron West and the Roaring Twenties, but it's based off Dan Campbell's life, like real life stories and situations. So, but just the way it's written is just, it's so good. Have you listened to any of it?
I have not. I haven't listened to things like in full albums worth, but there's a handful of songs here and there that I've dabbled into that I really enjoy. And I will say as well, before you continue, Dan Campbell in general, with his stuff with the Wonder Years, is excellent at writing concept albums.
Yeah.
He is a phenomenal writer. Continue.
That's pretty much it. I mean, that's all. That's it. I don't have any other, like, stats or anything for it, but just, like, it is a good branch off from the Wonder Years. And it's just, like, it's such a powerful project.
Yeah, and full disclosure as well, we I think are planning on doing a Wonder Years episode in the nearish future because they have, I mean, it's not that recent anymore. They released it a little while ago, but they came out with a documentary leading up to their newest album.
Yeah,
we just haven't been able to find a way to watch the documentary.
Yeah, because I thought you were lying when you said there was a documentary coming out, but then the YouTube trailer literally says documentary trailer.
100%.
So
we just need to find a way to watch it.
Where is it? I tried. I don't know where it is. So if you know and want to let us know,
hop on our Discord and tell us.
Please.
Okay, so last one for me, and then we'll go into the Blink stuff. Yeah. I know you and I have talked about modern baseball before, and I would say, I was thinking about this earlier. I think in present day, even though modern baseball isn't around anymore, or they're on hiatus, is what in 2017 that's what they said, and they've just never come back. I think modern baseball is in present day one of my, like, top 3 favorite bands.
Yeah,
I think it's. I mean, I would say Blink is kind of like the all-time great, but in present day, I would say it's Neck Deep and Modern Baseball. Those are my 2 favorites that I listen to all the time today. But anyways, there's a side project of Modern Baseball, and this is sort of a gray area because we talked about before how a band that forms because of a previous band not working out.
And is that kind of like No Pressure as well? Is the story so far?
I think the story so far is still a band.
Okay, I just thought there was some, like, weird sexual assault allegations. I don't know. That could be its whole episode.
Yeah, no kidding, unfortunately. But so with this band, the band is called Slaughter Beach Dog, and it is featuring 2 of the 4 members originally from Modern Baseball. However, The reason why this counts is because Slaughter Beach Dogs started in 2014, which was when modern baseball was still around. So even though modern baseball is no longer,
right,
Slaughter Beach Dogs started when they were still around. So
Fair.
The name of the band, Slaughter Beach Dogs, sounds very aggressive. It's not at all. It's very mellow music. I don't know if it falls into the emo category like modern baseball did. I would still say it's a rock band. But I was listening to it a ton this morning, even when I was at the gym.
Yeah.
Just like getting myself into the mood for the podcast. So it features Jake Ewald, who is formerly one of the frontmans from Modern Baseball, and Ian Farmer, who was formerly the bass player from Modern Baseball. So those are the two members coming over. And then it also has Zach Robbins. He's from the band Superhaven. Adam, God, these freaking last names. Meisterhans, Charlotte Dole. So those are the current members. And then Nick Harris from the band All Dogs. He's no longer with the band. He left in 2020. But yeah, they are very mellow sounding, very chill music. And personally, we've talked before about how I like very wordy music.
Yeah.
Jake Ewald is a very wordy writer, and doesn't necessarily rely on things having to rhyme to sound good.
Cool.
Which is something that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
So you'll find a lot of that, that kind of stuff. If you liked that in modern baseball, if you haven't listened to modern baseball, go and listen to it. That style of writing that was in modern baseball came over to Slaughter Beach Dog, which makes me super happy. And then this morning, while I was at the gym, I was scrolling through, just trying to again listen to more of their stuff. There's the two songs that I have written down here as like my top favorite songs from Slaughter Beach Dog are one of them is called A Modern Lay. Phenomenal song. The things I would do to go see them play that song live are ridiculous. And then another song is called Glowing. Another just kind of mellow song, like I said. But scrolling through the music that they've released, they've been around since 2014, so they've released a handful of albums. But recently they put out just an acoustic album. It's called Live at the Cabin, and it's just Jake playing, an acoustic guitar. He's got vocals. There's a little bit of harmonica going there as well. So
love me a harmonica.
We love some harmonica.
Yeah.
And then he's just playing. I want to say it's like 15 songs. Like it's a pretty long album.
Nice.
But just Live at the Cabin, really good, really mellow. And not something you would typically listen to at the gym, but I was like jamming along to it the whole time and just chilling out. It was a great way to spend a Friday morning. So check out Slaughter Beach Dog. They're really good.
I will.
Should we get into the Blink stuff now?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Do you want to start or do you want me to start?
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so I think we both probably had written down in our show notes here something about Boxcar Racer.
Yeah.
Which was as far as I'm aware at least, the original side project of Blink. And it featured Tom DeLonge, Travis Barker, David Kennedy, and then the bass player was Anthony Celestino. They formed in 2001. It was sort of Tom DeLonge's brainchild. Yeah. And it was, and correct me on any of this if I'm wrong or if you have some stuff to add, but my understanding is Tom DeLonge created this because he wanted to release some stuff that didn't necessarily fit the brand of Blink. Yeah. So some stuff that was a little bit more serious, a little bit more dark, had some more like punk rock elements as opposed to, like Blink has said before, their stuff, especially their early stuff, they considered it like adult nursery rhymes. Yeah. Right? So that's not the case with Boxcar Racer. They only released the one album. Yes. The song, I'm not sure if you have one off the top of your head that's like your go-to song. For me, it's the song There Is.
Feel So.
Yeah. I think Feel So and There Is. I think those were the two singles. Yeah. The album itself is really good. Yeah. Like check out the whole album.
So good. There Is. Yeah. So my first band, on our introductory episode, 2008. Yeah. We covered that song.
Of course you did.
We covered that song. It was so great, and I had to learn the
marching drum kind of snare.
Yeah. So good. Yeah. But yeah, it was. I remember that song, playing that song like so many times. Yeah. And I still love There Is too.
Yeah, totally. That song brings me back to a time of like doing home or trying to do homework in my room when I lived at my dad's in high school, and not doing the homework because I would get up and start lip syncing to theirs and being all angsty and emotional.
Yeah.
And then the song would end and I just push play again.
Yeah,
and we'd go for it again.
So funny. Yeah, my cousin and the other vocalist tried to do like harmonies for it, which actually sounded pretty good. But like because we played it so much and like we sang with those harmonies, like I will still sing the song with like a different harmony to the chorus. Yeah.
Like in present day, if you hear the song, that's sweet.
That's great.
But
that album is just like, it's just such a perfect mixture of like emo, post-hardcore, and punk.
Yeah.
It's just it's so good.
Yeah.
It's actually a shame we never got another album.
Yeah. And Tom DeLonge, you know what? Like, you'll hear some of the inspirations in Angels and Airwaves a little bit. And Tom has even said in an interview before that he considers Angels and Airwaves to be sort of like a predecessor the right word, or a continuation of Boxcar.
Right.
So you'll hear some of the elements a little bit in Angels and Airwaves. But I think, in my opinion at least, I think you'll hear a lot of influence from Boxcar in the Blink self-titled or untitled album.
Totally. Yeah, I feel like that one really kind of helped morph.
100%. It like morphed Blink a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Because when you go and listen to like Take Off Your Pants and Jacket or Enema of the State or anything, if you go and listen to those and then go and listen to the untitled album, big jump in terms of development, like musically and writing and so on and so on. But yeah, I think, I don't know if the untitled album comes out the way it does if Boxcar doesn't
100%. 100% agree. Yeah. Hot take, Not Now, their greatest song.
Well, man,
their greatest song.
I agree that's a hot take.
Yeah.
Myself, my brother, and there's one other guy, I believe, I could have this wrong. Joe from Chief State, who's a buddy of mine. I believe he said that's his favorite song from Blink of all time as well. I feel the same way. Dom feels the same way. I'm so happy that you feel the same way. But a lot of people haven't heard that song.
Oh,
like it's a pretty unknown song in the big scheme of things. You know what I mean?
In the popular music world, but like in the pop punk, hopefully that is like people's top song, because it's absolutely Blink's greatest song, hands down.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Yeah.
The unfortunate thing, however, with Boxcar is, again, at least from my understanding, is this sort of started, like, Mark Hoppus was a little uncomfortable with Boxcar because of the fact that, I mean, I understand he was the one that was kind of left out. This was Tom and Travis's project with some other people.
Right.
Mark was eventually brought on to feature vocally on one of the songs. But this sort of rolled into the era of Blink's breakup. Yeah. And I don't have any like 100% confirmation of this, but it wouldn't be that far of a stretch to say that this helped things along the way in terms of their breakup.
Yeah. So that's when Plus 44 comes, right? It's after this first initial breakup, then we see the release of Plus 44 and that album. So again, this is like, we're getting into, is it a side project? Is it just whatever? But still, it's an important album to talk about, because just for like the specific like emo pop punk, man, it's a good album.
It's a phenomenal album. Off the top of your head, is this putting you on the spot too much if I ask you do you have like a favorite
Baby
song
Come On, and No It Isn't.
No It Isn't. We are on the same page. Little Death is also a really good song.
Oh shit, Little Death,
and,
right.
What's that? Is it called 155 or 155? That's another one that I really like
all the fucking songs. They're just so good. Literally all so good. But Little Death, I forgot that one.
Really good song.
Fuck, it's so good. Have you heard the acoustic version of Baby Come On?
Didn't know there was an acoustic version.
Pop goes acoustic.
Oh.
You know the pop goes punk?
Yeah.
Punk goes pop albums? Yeah. There's Punk Goes Acoustic, and Baby Come On is on one of them.
Who plays it?
Tom. Mark.
No way.
Yeah, Mark plays it. Yeah.
I was going to say Tom does it?
No. Sorry. Yeah, no, Mark. It's so good.
Very cool.
Yeah, that was actually the first iteration of the song that I heard.
Really?
Yeah, it was the acoustic version.
Wow, very cool.
Weird. But yeah, fuck, that album is just so good.
Yeah. And then the other side of that, because obviously Plus 44 is Mark and Travis, and then I should have looked up who else was in the band. I didn't. But on the other side of things, Tom then formed Angels and Airwaves, which, as we talked about, is sort of a continuation of Boxcar, but again, you'll hear some of the inspiration a little bit, but I think it's more lyrically than musically, because Angels and Airwaves is very, for lack of a better term, like kind of spacey, very reliant on effects. Still has, their instruments and stuff. So it's still a full band project, but you're gonna hear a lot of
computerized.
Yeah, a lot of computerized
sound.
effects.
Yeah.
100%. And again, maybe putting you on the spot, do you have like a favorite Angels and Airwaves
See,
song?
that I really didn't actually get into Angels and Airwaves that much because of the computerized things, because I was very much a purist when I was like 14 years old. And also, just being so angsty and listening to No It Isn't, and when Mark said, let's slit our wrists and burn down something beautiful, I felt that.
Or, my opinion of this, like, still stands in present day. In No It Isn't, the lyrics, the past is only the future with the lights on.
Oh, yes. So
I think that's the best line that Mark has ever written. That's so good.
Yeah.
So, but I'm the same way. I never got there's a handful of songs here and there by Angels and Airwaves that I enjoy, but I was never super into Angels and Airwaves.
Me neither. Everybody knows The Adventure.
Yeah. That's like the one. There's a pretty good acoustic version of that as well.
Yeah. But yeah, no, and that computerized effects era and just those types of music really just kind of steered me away from a lot of the newer releases that were happening around, not necessarily around that time, but like as in the later 2000s, probably like 2010s is really where there was a big shift in the pop punk like sound to it. And that's why I kind of took like a big break from it after, because like Mark, and because this is on your list too, it's on my list too, Mark and what's his name, Alex from
Simple Creatures.
Simple Creatures. I couldn't.
I have that on my list, and there are a few songs. I actually have their vinyl. My old roommate got me one of their vinyls as a birthday present one year. Cool. But yeah, the song that I have written down by them is called One Little Lie. Like, they do have like a few good songs kind of thing. I'm again the same way. Like, it is what it is. I think not necessarily my issue with Simple Creatures, but a lot of the Simple Creatures songs could be present day all-time low songs, right? With how they sound, and that's, take that as it is, or however you will. Like, I think, I'm one of those people that probably thinks that All Time Low's best stuff is unfortunately behind them.
Same.
And that's 100%. I don't want that to be a shot at them by any means, because I'll still listen. There's some of their newer stuff that I like, but
I don't listen to present day.
No, not really. You know what I mean? Like, I used to be really excited about All Time Low releases, and I'm just not really anymore.
Yeah, it just doesn't.
Unfortunately, they had their a couple years ago was like I think it was the 10-year anniversary of with the album Nothing Personal.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that, because I really enjoyed that album originally when it came out, but with the present day stuff, if you go and listen to that and then go and listen to Simple Creatures, very comparable in the way that it sounds, like not just lyrically, but also in the way that it sounds. But on the other side of that, it sounds very experimental for Mark. I don't think in anything that Mark features on or would write really sounds like what Simple Creatures sounds like. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
I think it's kind of cool in that way, and I think it's really cool that those two of all people got together, because you have Mark Hoppus, one of the people that's considered to be one of the pillars of the genre, with Alex Gaskarth, who is the front man of one of the bands who became, one
also
of the
pioneered a
lot of the genre. So I think it's really cool to see them collab, and I think Alex and Mark's relationship doesn't just start with Simple Creatures. Like, it goes back farther than that. I know Alex has said in an interview before that Mark Hoppus said to their entire band that he thinks that the way that they're coming up and the way that they're going through their music scene, they're doing it the right way. So I think Mark Hoppus to All Time Low, and to Alex Gaskarth, oh my God. to Alex from All Time Low, I think their relationship is really important and really good. But yeah, I feel the same way. Like, their music it just didn't hit.
Yeah. And like, because with all those things that you said in the past, like expectations, I feel would be a lot higher for an album with those two caliber people.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, some people like it. It's good.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm not by any means saying it's bad. It's just, I just don't really listen to it that much. I don't know if you have more bands that you want to go into. I do want to quickly shout out again to our Discord. One of the members in our Discord, Mr. Pop Punk, I threw in there like, hey, we're going to be recording an episode talking about some side projects. If anybody has any that they want to throw in there. So he gave us a bunch. No Pressure, which we've talked about before.
Just a little bit, but it's such a good album.
It's really good. Well, they've released a 2 EP, or no, I think it's 1 EP.
Yeah, 1 EP and then the full album.
Length. It's all really good. No Pressure, Rationale, Thief Club.
That was one I was going to mention. Thief Club. Yeah, that's Nick from All Time Low.
Nick from All Time Low.
Yeah.
Who's Nick?
Sorry, Nick from Hit the Lights.
Oh, okay.
Nick from Hit the Lights.
Very cool.
It's Nick from Hit the Lights. Yeah, he was the new front man when they originally lost their front man first. But yeah,
cool.
That was I like that band.
Insight, brother. What else is on here? Me First and the Gimme Gimmes. I didn't know that they were a side project. I don't know what they're a side project of.
I've never heard of them before.
Oh, I know them as like a cover band. They do this really cool like pop punk cover of what's it? Take Me Home Country Road.
Oh, sick.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's really good. And then the last one here that I'll name as some of the ones that Mr. Pop Punk gave us, Speak Low If You Speak Love. Who that is a side project, sort of. That's Ryan Scott Graham of State Champs.
Oh, sweet.
And I saw him live as Speak Low If You Speak Love. And like I completely forgot about I don't remember who he opened for. He was playing at the Vogue, opened for somebody. And I remember saying with my friend Gabby that I went to go see whoever we were seeing with. That was really good. Like this guy was phenomenal. And then I listened to some of their stuff on the drive home and really liked it, and then just kind of forgot about it.
Oh, right. And you didn't know who he was until
100%. And then when that popped up in our Discord, I looked him up and saw it's the guy from State Champs. So that's really cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, very cool.
Thank you, Jason.
Yeah.
Last one that I really like is from Citizen.
Okay.
And it's Matt Karakis. I don't know how
Matt
to say
Karekis.
Matt Karekis. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I had no fucking
idea. Love
idea
Matt Karekis.
No idea how to pronounce his name.
I mean, I could be saying that wrong too.
Oh no.
I think I've always said it as Matt Karekis.
Okay.
But I think
Karekis. I don't know. I don't know English. But anyway, his stuff's so good.
So good.
Yeah.
Just recently put out an album too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk for a sec so I can look it up.
Well, I'm gonna look it up too. So what does that have to do there? Matt Karekis. That makes Matt Karekis?
So the latest album is called Nova. Yeah, he's got a lot of stuff.
Are the singles on there?
Are there singles on there?
Or some of the singles? No? Okay. Because that 2020 or 20 Star, I really like that song.
Yeah. How much of him have you listened to?
Really the popular two songs like Direction and
Go listen to the album, the entire album. Ruby.
Okay.
Super good. He has a song Diamonds that's he doesn't sound okay. This I need to preface this a little bit, or you just need to bear with me because this is going to sound a little egregious at first. The song Diamonds makes him sound like Freddie Mercury.
Okay.
He doesn't sound like Freddie Mercury in general.
Yeah.
I said Freddie Krueger. His voice doesn't sound like that, but his voice in the song Diamonds sounds very much like Freddie Mercury. But this entire album, I'm going through. I have, I think, almost every song on the album I have in my Spotify liked songs.
Yeah.
Go listen to the song. In my recommendation from that album, I'm going to say the song Hawthorne and Spider Silk. Those are my two favorites, but the whole album is phenomenal.
Yeah.
The newest album, Nova, really good. And the album, I know this one's like a pretty popular album for the people that are really into Matt Karekis. Luna and the Wild Blue Everything. That's another really good one. So I cannot recommend him enough. I'm a huge fan.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah,
I like side projects are fun.
Yeah.
And there's so many other bands that have like different side projects too.
Totally.
Cool.
And the thing that I think is really cool about side projects is it's just sort of like in the way that what Boxcar was for Tom. Like it's a a different way for you to express yourself a little bit. It doesn't have to be a negative thing, or it doesn't have to be like a line in the sand with your current band. Mm-hmm. It's just another avenue.
Yeah, especially like, I mean, when you silo yourself into such a specific genre and era, like any deviation from that, there's always going to be some sort of flack or kickback that, you know, the audience gets, where it's like, this isn't what you normally put out. That's why I really like bands like King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Because they put out, I think within the last month, they put out 5 albums.
What?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. Or within the last, at least this year, but within this last month, it's been like at least 3, which is crazy.
That's kind of
so like
up.
So the thing with them is that if you don't like their newest album, just wait a couple weeks and then just try the new one.
Couple weeks.
Legit. Like,
so funny.
So yeah, no, it's cool when they just like, they put out so much music. It's crazy.
Very cool. Is that a good place to wrap up, I think?
I think so.
Yeah, cool. So if any of the listeners or viewers, if you're watching on YouTube or wherever, if you guys have any suggestions for other side projects, again, come follow us on social media, join the Discord, throw them in there. The Discord's become like a really, I mean, again, there's only like 4 or 5 or 6 of us in there or whatever,
but it's active.
Yeah, it's active. It's a safe, like comfortable environment. Like, come hang out. We chat about whatever. We just,
we'll play video games together.
Yeah, Gamers Galore is eventually going to come
Overwatch.
Back. Yeah, we will.
Call of Duty.
Outer Wilds, which isn't a multiplayer game, but everybody go play Outer Wilds.
Everybody wants to play Warzone too, because that one's coming out.
My computer can't run that though, so I'll just watch.
My Xbox can barely run it.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, come join the Discord. Follow us on socials. If you go to any of our socials, you'll find the Linktree link. That'll take you to anywhere else you want to find us. If you go there on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, it'll take you everywhere, including our Discord. So yeah, follow us on socials. Come hang out in the Discord. And do you have anything else to add?
That's it.
Cool.
That's it. Thanks everybody. Catch you next time.